Hey guys, rxlyaT here, and today I'm back with another Division video. And of course it's Saturday, so that means we're doing the weekly vendor reset. And as always, we start with the blueprints. So as you can see, there's not many blueprints on sale here, but that's because I've bought them in previous resets. This week's blueprints are an MG5 LMG, a classic AK-47, a firearms knee pads, and an electronics mask blueprint. There is also a small grip, an EXP53 hollow sight, and a firearms gear mod. So remember guys, that's actually an MG5 blueprint and an AK-47. Definitely recommend buying the MG5 if you haven't already. It's a great LMG, especially for the Lone Star build. Over at the Special Equipments vendor, the exotics don't change, however the talents on them do reroll. So the Cassidy rolled with Meticulous and Self-Preserved, the Pecan with Adapt and Determined, the Liberator with Dominant, Predatory and Adapt, the Centurion with Expert and Intense, and the Historian with Cool-Headed and Intense. Whilst we're in the Special Equipments vendor, there's also a Predator's Mark holster here. The firearms and stamina are pretty high, the electronics is on the low side, but it is rolled with skill haste. I definitely recommend maxing out the electronics roll. So that was it for the vendors down in the terminal. We're just going to look at the advanced weaponry vendor and then we'll be moving on. So here we have a tactical M1911, an MP5 ST. Here, this one's actually got competent, dominant and hurried. Definitely recommend rolling off dominant for something like responsive, and you got yourself a pretty decent MP5 that could be used with any defense build. A tactical MK16 rolled with intense, capable and commanding. Tactical Super 90 rolled with competent, determined and trained. A first wave M1A rolled with capable, toxic and talented. Finally, a military L86 LSW rolled with self-preserved, unforgiving and deadly. So that's it for the base of operations. We're now going to have a look at gear around the world, followed by weapons, and then followed by weapon attachments and gear mods. So starting things off for gear, we're in the DZ09 safe room. Here we've got a pretty nice defense holster. Unfortunately the firearms are on the low side, but stamina and electronics are on a better roll. It's also got skill haste, so I definitely recommend maxing out the firearms roll, and you've got yourself a near perfect defense holster. Like I said, this was in the DZ09 safe room. So in the DZ08 safe room, we've got some really nice Predmark gloves here. The armor's really damn good. It's got a low firearms roll, but it's rolled with SMG damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. These are perfect for any PvP Predmark build. Definitely recommend buying these and rolling firearms to the near max roll. These are in DZ08 Safehouse. The last piece of gear is at the Southpaw Safehouse. Here we have a really nice Reckless chest. Really high stamina roll. It's got health, enemy armor damage and ammo capacity here. I personally would leave this exactly how it is for a perfect PvE Reckless chest, but feel free to roll whatever you would like instead of enemy armor damage here. But guys, this is at the Southpaw Safehouse. That's all the gear. We're now going to have a look at weapons around the world. The first weapon this week is at West 46th Street Checkpoint. Here we have a great lightweight M4, near max damage roll, as well as weapon perk. It's got intense, ferocious and vicious here. A great PvE lightweight M4. I definitely recommend picking this one up. Honestly, I would probably recommend rolling intense because of the high requirement for electronics. I'd recommend rolling it for something like responsive just to get a little bit more damage. But I definitely recommend picking this one up if you have the DZ funds. This was DZ West 46th Street Checkpoint. At DZ Park Avenue Checkpoint, again another great PvE weapon here. It's a tactical SASG-12 rolled with ferocious, determined and commanding. Roll commanding for something like destructive or responsive, and it is a great buy. Definitely recommend picking this one up. It's in Park Avenue Checkpoint. Now we're moving on to gear mods, and we're starting again back at West 46th Street Checkpoint. Here we have a mod you can never have enough of. It's a first aid self-heal at 5.5%. If you don't have any of these, I definitely recommend picking up a few. This was at DZ West 46th Street Checkpoint. At West 31st Street Checkpoint, we have a skill haste mod. This time, a firearm skill haste mod. I'd definitely recommend picking up a few of these. A little bit off the max roll, but it's certainly not a bad roll. This was at West 31st Street Checkpoint. At the Autumn Hope Safe House, we have our final gear mod of the week. It's a prototype firearms with 3% damage to elites. Obviously it's a superior mod because that's the only mod that rolls damage to elites. Highly recommend picking up some of these for your PvE needs. It's definitely not the max roll, but it's definitely not far off. Like I said, recommend picking up a few of these, you can never go too short without them. Guys, that's weapons, gear and gear mods done. We're now just going to have a look at a couple of weapon attachments. Starting all the way up in East 61st Street checkpoint, there's a really great extended magazine here. 118% magazine size, 3% crit hit chance and 5.3% rate of fire. Definitely pick up a few of these. I'm actually going to buy a couple. Along with that, there's also a suppressor here rolled with crit hit chance, stability and accuracy. Not a bad suppressor, so I'd probably recommend picking this up if you do have the spare DZ funds. Guys, that's going to be it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry there wasn't one last week. I was super ill and just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I'm back and I'm going to be working hard again. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, then let me know either by leaving a comment or by clicking that like button. And as always, if you're new around here and want to stay up to date with all of the things in Division, then please make sure to subscribe. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.